Students, welcome to the subject Software Engineering. At present, we are studying Requirement Engineering Process. So today, we will consider the next topic, that is Feasibility Studies. Feasibility Studies, as you know, it is concerned with feasibility of the system. That is, for all new systems, feasibility study is the first step in the requirements engineering process. So, for any system you develop, you must carry out feasibility study in the beginning. Point number 2. The inputs to the feasibility studies are: 1. A set of preliminary business requirements. Second, a outline description of the system. And third, the description of how the system is intended to support the business process. So, students, as you know, the inputs to the feasibility studies are: what are the preliminary business requirements? What do you expect from the system? And how the system is going to function, that is the outline. And third, how the system is going to support your business. Next, the result of the study should be a report that comments whether or not it is worth carrying on with the requirement engineering. And second, system development process. So, as you complete your feasibility study, one must be able to write a report, and in that report, you should tell whether it is useful carrying out the requirement engineering process or even the system development process. Otherwise, we should stop here. Feasibility study answers following questions. 1. Does the system contribute to the overall objective of the organization? So, in this, we will consider whether the system that you are going to develop will meet the objectives for which it is going to be developed. Point number 2. Can the system be implemented using current technology and within given cost and schedule constraints? Yes, this point number 2 is very, very important. So, here one has to study whether the available technology in the organization can support this system. Could be hardware or software, or is it possible to complete it in the given cost, or even can it meet the scheduled constraints? Point number 3. Can the system be integrated with other systems which are already in place? This question number 3 is very, very relevant, because you know already certain systems are functional in any organization. Whatever new computer system that you are going to develop, it should cooperate and work along with other systems existing. So, even this question should be answered. So, what do feasibility study involves? Feasibility study involves: 1. Information assessment, information collection, and report writing. So, in this information assessment phase, we identify the information that is required to answer the 3 questions mentioned earlier. So, this in information assessment, we identify what is the information required and can we answer the questions that were considered earlier. In feasibility study, the information sources consulted are: 1. managers of the department where the system will be used. So this source, that is the manager of the department, is very important because he is the chief of the organization department and he will be right person to give you more details. Second, software engineers who are familiar with the type of system that is proposed. So software engineers, as you know, are the people whom you rely upon the system development. So these are the one more source, useful source to consult when you are carrying out feasibility study. Next, third, technology experts. These are also people whom you should consult to know whether the current technology is useful to support this system. And at last, fourth, end users. You should consider end users because it is for these people you are developing the system. Feasibility must be completed in 2 or 3 weeks. As you know, feasibility study forms the basis of the further clearance for the project or no. It should not take more time. So it should be completed in 2 or 3 weeks. Point number 2. Feasibility study report must be prepared. Yes, at the end of the feasibility study, one must be able to present a report with certain recommendations. Point number 3. Report must recommend whether or not the system development should continue. This report is very relevant because based on this report, the management is going to consider whether the project should continue or no. Point number 4. Report must contain changes to the scope, budget and schedule of the system. In case there is a need for changing the scope or the budget or the schedule, in feasibility report one can recommend this. Fifth, suggest further high level requirements for the system. So today we have studied the feasibility studies. So this feasibility study is important phase in the development of a software. Feasibility study gives the clearance for the software development. I hope you understand the importance of feasibility study for whatever you have covered today. So we will stop here and cover